to shift our focus from Florida on over to Arkansas. It's time to talk about Oaklawn Park and the Arkansas Derby. Very excited to welcome in our friend Racing Rachel McLaughlin from Horseshoe, Indianapolis. Rachel, it's so exciting to get the chance to chat with you because I've gone back and forth with you a little through the years, but we actually got to meet in person a few weeks ago and sit down and have a real chat right now. So thanks so much for joining us. And why don't you introduce yourself to the folks? Let everybody know, what do you do over at Horseshoe, Indianapolis?
Hey guys, yeah, it was finally. It's so fun to go to those things like NHC because I get to meet everybody and
Yeah,
when I first started out, I'd go to those events and I'd talk to all the people on what was TVG and now FanDuel, and then I get to meet them in person. And it's so much
so
fun doing
fun.
that. So yeah, the people in this industry are amazing. But yeah, I am the what is was it Peter Lurie used to call me the Jill of all trades. I do a little
Yep.
bit of everything, but I'm the on-air analyst. I do the production, help with marketing. We do fun promos and sponsorships, and I do the social media as well. So just help out with a little bit of everything here. But yeah, my main job is obviously the face of Indiana Racing and a racing analyst.
Yeah, and she'll set you up for all of the races if you're ever playing the races at Horseshoe, Indianapolis. She's a great follow on social media. She's the queen of swag. She gives away a bunch of free stuff.
I
I
am.
just love what you do. You're just a great ambassador and a great person who's really promoting what you got going over there at Horseshoe, Indianapolis. But
Thank
you,
you.
you'll play the races all over the place. You'll dabble all over, and that's why we brought you on this weekend to see if we could find some winners over at Oaklawn Park in the Arkansas Derby. So, Rachel, as we take a look at this field, the morning line favorite, is actually Cornucopian for Bob Baffert, but he's only raced one time and it was much shorter. So while I respect his ability and I wouldn't be surprised to see him win the race, you and I both think that maybe a horse with a little more foundation and seasoning might be the right horse to use in this spot. So I think you have a win wager as one of your first wagers for this race. Let's talk a little bit about the 6 Sandman, who you like in here.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked that. Well, I guess not. It's Baffert, but honestly, with the one win, it was five. It was almost 6 links, but I mean, I was shocked to see 7-5. I get
Yeah.
that it would be the favorite, but when I saw 7-5, I was like, really, on a horse that's running first time in stakes in a stake race? So yeah, good percentages, obviously for the jockey, Johnny Velasquez and Bob Baffert, but this horse is untested, and even though it's well bred, it was $1 million yearling purchase. I went to another one that's really well bred as well. I mean, I get that this horse has ran quite a few times in his life, but this 3-year-old colt, Sandman, Mark Cassie, has good percentages in graded stakes. Also, the beaten favorite angle. I know this is obviously a really tough race. You're going from a grade 2 to a grade 1. But I like this one as a possible to beat Cornucopian. I mean, Rebel, Southwest, running against these horses, Speed King, Coal Battle. Kind of got a wide trip last time and is stretching out to 1.125 miles. So yeah, I'm gonna try to go against this heavy favorite, which I tell people all the time, especially for your viewers. There are a lot of handicappers that will just go against the favorite because it's such a low price. I don't always do that. And, Brian Aragoni can call me a chalk eating weasel all he wants, which, him and I, that's our relationship. We make fun of each other. So I'm
You
not
got it.
dragging, he's my bro.
Got it.
So, but anyway, yeah, so he calls me a chalk eating weasel. But I will if I find in a race that it makes sense to find a horse or go against the
Yeah.
favorite, but I'm not going to go against a favorite just because it has a low price. If that horse looks like the best horse in the race, I will pick it. But I think that this horse has a chance to get beat. So with that said, I am going to go 6 Sandman on top.
What's nice about Sandman, he's got the foundation, right? And a fitness level that we're not really sure
Yeah.
about with Cornucopian, because we've seen Sandman run long, a mile and a 16th, mile and a 16th. And Rachel, with his running style, he might even be a little bit better going a mile and an eighth because they give him more distance here. He's one of those late running types. So he's
Hmm.
the total opposite of Cornucopian, who will be up front early. Our guy Sandman, he's going to drop back and he's going to be making one big late run, right?
Yeah, it's almost like the farther he's back, the better he
Yeah.
runs. So, I mean, I was really looking at that Southwest try because he only missed by a length, and I mean, he had a nightmare trip, broke in sideways, then he was wide. But when he gets clear, it usually if he gets cleared towards the end of the race, that's when he kicks in. So let's hope that that's the case. And I think what you mentioned might help that running style become a success for you and I in this race.
Yeah, we played this race pretty similar as we look at your exacta bet. You have the 6 and the 9, the logical horses there in the first spot. And then in the second spot, you threw in like the 3 publisher, who's still a maiden. He still hasn't won, but he actually fits with this group. Like he's kind of gotten himself into some trouble a couple times. And he's trained by Steve Asmussen with Flavian Pratt aboard. I mean, you can't get much better of a jockey trainer combo than those two.
Yeah, and you know what I think is jumped off the page at me is this one's putting on blinkers for the first time.
Yeah.
Steve's ran this one 6 times, never ran it with blinkers. Also, you don't even have to say, you already said the trouble, so I'm not gonna belabor on that. But gets Flavian Pratt, like you said, Steve when he does big switch ups like this. Always note that, especially since he's been here. Obviously, everyone watches Steve, but as I was talking about how I'm the Jill of all trades, I don't get a chance to watch as much racing not in Indiana unless it's the big races. So as Steve has had for the last couple years a barn here, I've been watching, and when he makes big changes like this, I always note it. So, and then with that being said, I mean the 8 Coal Battle has really good number wise for the breeding. I love Stay Thirsty, Coal Front, obviously an amazing sire. I just think that this horse is phenomenal. The 5 of 7 really is. This is a huge step up. I get it, but did win the Rebel, so I don't think you can leave the 8 out. And also, that was a big field to overcome. I mean, 13 horses. This is one of the biggest fields he's had. I mean, he has ran in some full fields, but I just think that he's got talent. So, that being said, the 5 is my little bit of a long shot. Speed King, Bejarano is on for Ron Moquette. Has a good work coming into this race. Obviously, Bejarano is doing well there. And also, has ran well in some other races, but I don't know what the deal was at Oakland. I
I
didn't
think
get
he
to
just got
watch.
hooked a little wide last time,
Yeah.
right? And as we move to my
Did he
bet,
get hit though?
Rachel,
Because I watched it and I didn't think that he got brushed that hard, but it looked like it really affected him. Like he did not like that at all.
no. So as we finish up our segment, Rachel's exacta play for you is available, and you can wager on that anywhere. Rachel, we love talking with you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again real soon. Good luck at Horseshoe Indy.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Bye.